Folks, we'll be talking about layer after layer after layer and some more meat and another layer of ultimate goodness in the ultimate Cowboy beef and bean burrito. Come on, because I am not going to the drive-up window. I am going right here to have me some of these. Woo-wee, I am so glad y'all joined me under the barn today. I am, because ain't nothing I really like much better than Shan and the Beagle and Major sides. What? A good old beef and bean burrito. And man.
So why, I'm curious, is it ultimate?
Why is it the ultimate, Shan, you ask? Hey, because the Cowboy done loaded the chute and the trailer, the bulls and the horses, and got it all in there to going. And then we're going to take like a 60-foot tortilla and wrap all the way around it. And woo-wee, ultimate Cowboy goodness, we're fitting to start. Well, the first thing we got to do before we start this ultimateness is to make the sauce that go in their bottom. I know everybody be saying, why don't we just get some sour cream and slap on it? We're going to have about 2 of them of sour cream. Now what is that? I will tell you exactly. It is in 1/3 of a cup. I have measured it many times. Duke's mayonnaise. The good folks in the southeastern part of the United States turned me on to Duke's mayonnaise. They did. And another child-proof label.
It's a fresh one.
Yes, it is. Folks, I guarantee you, if you ain't be trying some Duke's, you need to right now. Pardon me while I get us one of these. And for you, those of y'all that are just joining us maybe for the first time, hey, we have done revamped the kitchen out here under the barn. We have. We hope y'all like it. And another thing, while we're working on this, let me get this mayonnaise in there. Another one of these and these, which make another 1/3 of a cup. And also, this guy. You know this guy?
He looks very familiar.
This guy, yes. It's not like Willard used to be on this Today Show. And today, he turns 118 years old, gets a prize. Well, I ain't quite that old, but I am going to use this salsa. And folks, if y'all ain't got none, I can tell you where to get it. KentRollins.com. Now, give it a little shake in there. Get about, hey, let's go another 1/3 of a cup, you know? Let's go over here to the forest. Right behind me. Tropical it is. And pick a lime right off the tree, Mage. Did you see that? But if we're going to do that, we're going to have something to cut it with. Give it a little rolling. That's tip 47.
What does that do?
Helps the juices, it does. And then just give it a little squeeze in there. Give it a good mixing, and I need you to put it in the cool somewhere. Folks, you'll be wanting to make this stuff spread on your sandwich. Let me get this in the icebox, and folks, we'll meet you over there to the Hasty Bake. Well, we be over here at the Hasty Bake, we are. And folks, hey, if you'll be looking down there in the little link below, there'll be a place to where you can find it, and you can even get a discount too. Also got a special deal coming along. We're going to be at the Downstream Casino this month in March. There'll be a little deal pop up there. Andy's going to take care of you, but be sure and check our website out occasionally, if not daily, to see events that are coming to us, because warm weather is getting here. Now, in this little red and white pot, which is entirely hot it is, we have about 4 slices of thick cut bacon that have cooked down there just a little. Because people be telling yourself, if he gonna use beans, we didn't have to cook them, did we? Ultimate. How you spell that, Shan?
With beans.
You sure do. Now I can got me a big old heaping can of black beans, 26.5 ounces, I think's what it said. Go ahead and dump them in there, and you can tell they wasn't much liquid there. You know why? Rinse them black beans thoroughly, 3-4 times. I don't want to see no more of that water coming off of them that is discolored or dark. The beans is in there with the bacon, and we need a little something to make it taste really good, to have just a little liquid since we drained all that off. So we're going to add some chicken broth, we are. And you may have to keep an eye on it, folks, and add a little more occasionally. To that, we're going to add some diced onion. Yes, we are. And make sure you get it all in there, because we need it. And a lot of you are going to think to yourself, why didn't he just mix all that into meat and he wouldn't have had to dirty 2 pots up? Well, folks, I'm doing the dishes, so it really don't bother to me, but you're going to get so much more flavor out of them beans this way, because we are doctoring them beans up. We're going to get the most flavor out of them. You won't even never know that they was canned, not none, some at all, any. Now, The onion, the beans, the bacon are in there, so it's time to add a little bit of seasoning. Pause. Now, while y'all wasn't here to be watching, I done got me a serrano pepper and roasted it up oh so fine. Get that good wood smoke flavor out of there. Be sure you let it cool before we do anything to it. But at this time and moment in your life, you be thinking to yourself, we gotta have some butter. Yeah, so we're gonna put about 3 tablespoons in there we are. Some of our taco seasoning. Now, you don't be having none of this. I done told you where to get it. And folks, you can put this on tacos, you can put it taco soup, you can put it straight on a salad, chicken, beef, pork, it don't make no difference. So let's give it some in there to get it things really going well. A little bit of cumin, fresh oregano. Remember, I told you, don't be using that other stuff. This has got so much more flavor, it does. So just give it a good little grinding and put it in there. Get everything incorporated well. So we got it stirred, got it in good shape. Slide it over here to the simmerest side of the grill you got. You like that word? Simmerest side. Now we done broke out our big old field skillet we are. And since we be talking about ultimate, you be thinking maybe a half pound, 3/4 pound of meat, a pound and a half. No, let's just go ahead and do 2 pounds, 80/20 certified Angus beef. And I'll be having some if the beagle ain't got it. So we're just gonna put her right. Hear that sizzle? I like that sound, I do. Give it a good mashing down in there. Once your meat has begun to brown, you have diced up that onion you have. And I need you just to slide it all back in there. One more little pro tip comes from page 374, it does. Use the back side of your knife when you're scraping that in there off your cutting board. And see this cutting board? They be coming to you sometime soon. They will, mesquite they are. That way you ain't dulling your knife as you go along. Let's go ahead and stir them onions in. So when you get your onions in there, we're gonna let this all cook down and let it get really good and tender, that meat, and get us some great flavors going. I want you to take 2 tablespoons of this taco seasoning. And don't just dump it. I need you to be sprinkling it around there. I do. Come on, 2 tablespoons. I know you're in there. Give it another. And we got this probably on what I would call a medium-low heat. I done roasted me up what? 2 Anaheims or 2 Hatch green chilies is what I use today. If you can't find them, get you some of them Anaheims. But ooh, folks, Hatch has got so much flavor they do. 1 big old poblano pepper and 2 jalapenos. Now, when you roast them like that, you're going to get them really good and tender before you ever get in, but you're getting that sort of waxy skin off of them as you go along, and then off that charred smoke and everything gets in there. What are you doing? Adding more flavor. Yes, you are. And you get them all in there and let them cook. It is a blend so well. Now, all of those peppers that we put in there have been stemmed and the seeds took out. But if you really think you need a little more heat, leave them seeds in the jalapeno. The reason I like them big old poblano peppers, they got a smoky flavor to them anyway. I'd say on a heat scale, maybe you might want to find one that is a medium, but there's so much flavor that they bring to it. Now, when you get to this point, we're going to put the garlic in last because we don't want to burn no garlic. And if you got means and the ways, I need you to go ahead and turn that heat down to probably low because we just want this to simmer. Now, I'm going to give you an optional deal here because I like you. Now, as you watch that simmering along, and the meat is done, everything is ready to go, but we're going to let it simmer some more so we can bring in all them flavors together. But you watch it, I don't want to see a dry spot in here. We got to have a little bit of that moisture left from that meat, but if you begin to dry out a little, add you 1/4 cup of water or 1/4 cup of beef broth or chicken broth. Just don't let it dry out. Well, beans on simmering, meat's simmering. What do you got to have to put all that together in the ultimate burrito? You need some kind of vessel to hang on to it, to wrap around it. What? A flour tortilla. Now, we're not talking about going down there to the store. I know you're tempted. Some of you are leaving right now to get in the pickup, to drive to the grocery store and buy a sack of them big old 12-inch jumbo mambo tortillas. Don't do it. Folks, we have a video on homemade tortillas, and I went to all the trouble today as to make some of them up. And I'm going to give you the biggest tip I've got. It is in our cookbook, Faith, Family, and the Feast. about how to make Shannon's homemade tortillas. Come on in here, I'm gonna tell you. Bacon grease.
Yes.
Ooh, bacon grease is what's happening for some homemade tortillas. And folks, you make sure that you get everything just right, and you want that water to be warm when you get back in there to mixing these up. That way it helps break down that bacon grease or that lard even more. So get you a floured surface. And folks, these got to be pretty big. This can't be like none of your little bitty old midget tortillas. And we usually say pinch them off golf ball size, but I'm thinking we might go like baseball size, nearly, don't you, Shan? Because I mean, we need some big tortilla. So give it a little rolling and a coating of flour. Give it a mashing on that side. Turn it over and give it a mashing there. I like to sprinkle a little flour right back on there. Get the husband trainer out and let's go to town.
I want this perfectly round.
That is not going to happen. Now I'm going to tell you as you roll along, whoa, be sure and flip it over about every 3 or 4 times, and that way it's going to help this increase as you go along, but it also helps it not stick so bad.
That's impressive. It's kind of round.
It's getting closer, it is. It'll look like the state of New Hampshire time I'm finished. Now, Shan is going to tell us the desired thickness of a homemade tortilla.
I mean, I like mine pretty thin.
Yeah, I do too, because folks, in the tortilla itself, there is some baking powder, which is going to help them puff just a little. And when you go to cook these, they're all the time going to shrink a little. So get bigger than what you think you need, because it's going to shrink up a little as we go along. So get you a bunch of them rolled out. I'll meet you back over here at the fire and we'll go at it again. Well, folks, when you go to cook these tortillas, make sure that your skillet is big enough as to what you're cooking. That's what Major's barking about. He said, Dad, your skillet likes a little being big enough. But lay them in there. Make sure that skillet is hot before you start. I don't want it smoking, but I want it hot. And you can see these little bubbles that are popping up here. That's when I say, hey, it's time to roll this rascal over. Because if you cook him too long, you know what happens? He becomes brittle like a Frisbee. And you can sail him out there like a sail rabbit. Sail rabbit, you say? What is a sail rabbit? Well, that is a rabbit that's been run over in the road about 687 times till he's like a Frisbee with fur mashed down there, and you can throw him. A lot of entertainment come that way. When I was a small child, it did. Got my tortillas in here all keeping warm. They are. All the players are nearly ready to go, but we're missing one more star attraction. We are. What is that? Our Mexican rice. Traditional it was. We did a video on it some time ago. It was back down there at the river in the snake country it was. What do we do when we got everybody fixing to go to ready? Whew, we saddle a horse and we load everybody in the trailer. So let me get the trailer loaded. I'll haul it right over here and we'll put them together. Ooh-wee, the ultimate beef and bean burrito. I'm talking about, this ain't gonna fit in one of them little packages you get at the store called Don Jose Frederico something or another. These here are what's happening, they are. Now, I really wanted to maybe dress them beans up a little, so what I do? Got the tater masher out, I did, and put them on there because I sort of like it when it sort of makes nearly like a gravy, them beans are. It's all smooth like a paste, but ooh, they have so much flavor in them, they do. But I had some really good help out here today.
Did you though?
I did, and
Did you really help?
And they boycotted the video that come out before this one. They did, didn't they? Yeah,
The rice video.
It was the rice video, and there was no meat involved. So today there is some ground beef, certified Angus beef. There is my Big, who has been around for a long time, Mage with his brand new sporty haircut, and here is the Sadaloo. Yep, and Duker woke up from his nap to have a bite of beef. Come on, Dooker. Atta boy. Everybody got one. Now, folks, I like to take this and just pour me some on there. Shan said she'd probably re-dip it down there in that sour cream sauce.
Yes.
But, ooh, folks, this salsa is what's happening. It don't come in a packet. It come in a jar, and it is oh so good. Sometimes even I amaze myself at how good the creations are that I make, and this is one of them, so I'm going back again.
Everybody get back.
Whoo, say Lou, I do love me a burrito. In fact, I'm gonna have another bite, say. Whoo, folks, they were so good. And it was so nice of y'all to take time out of your day to drop by and visit with us today. Learn about the ultimate cowboy burrito, maybe something about rice cooking and a little bit of homemade tortilla. We tried to cover it all through the spectrum. We did. Everything we used will be listed down there in them little links below. And ooh, you're gonna want to find out what's going on. Be sure and check the website for our upcoming events. But as always, and with great honor, I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women for letting Old Glory fly safely wherever we be. Folks, I know there's a lot of things going on in the world today. Be sure and lift up all them leaders with prayers, folks, because we're going to be needing them. The rest of you, I need you to come on in here. I'll share maybe one bite with you. You know what's finna happen. We're going to get that great big hug. We are. God bless you, each and every one, and I'll see you down the ultimate cowboy beef and bean burrito trail. That is sure a good looking Major. Pan down there, folks, he done got a championship haircut by his daddy last night. I mean, so I pull that much.
Hang on, I got something crawling on me.
Hey, did y'all know that on our YouTube channel, we had a playlist of authentic Mexican food and recipes. Y'all need to check it out, and so do y'all, folks. It is some good eating, I guarantee you.